Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm at the Hoover Dam. Hoover Dam is situated between Black Canyon and the Colorado River. It's also at the border of Nevada and Arizona. Hoover Dam started at 1931 and it was first named the Border Dam under the President Roosevelt for Border City, Border Dam. The President Hoover renamed the place Hoover Dam. I'm gonna go check it out. This amazing dome here. This is 45 minutes from Las Vegas. So if you're tired of a casino and all that drinking thing, this is a great place to go for a day trip. Once you arrive, there is a visitor center. You can go purchase a ticket, but highly recommended to purchase a ticket online prior to your arrival. And you get a QR code. It's just the easiest checking. After you enter, they do have a very clean bathroom right here. I highly suggest that you use the bathroom before the video and the tour started, because the video and tour could take up to an hour.
Awarded to that time by the federal government. It took the combined resources of 6 companies, forged into a single contracting entity, to undertake the mammoth project.
After the theater, they divide the group to 3 different groups. One is for the earlier tour, one is for the later tour, and those have no wristband like me. We're gonna go to the power pen tour, which is you're gonna walk to the side towards the window. Self-guided tour.
Tour today. So my name's Eric. I'm going to be your guide for this tour. We are going down to one of the 4 original diversion tunnels. Now to get down there, we're descending down the walls of Black Canyon, 537 feet in the matter of 70 seconds. To kind of put it a different way, we're going down the equivalent of a 54-story building at 6 miles an hour right now. If you have not felt that ear pressure that you normally get when you travel on a plane, don't worry, you will feel that normally here soon. Just clear it however you do whenever you do travel. Couple things as we do head down. First of all, if you have any water with you today, you're welcome to drink water while on tour. Just please no eating, smoking, or vaping until the tour is concluded and you guys are outside the facilities. And when it comes to picture taking here at Hoover Dam, we have no dam policy at all. Take all the photos as you want. Now we are going to be part of a larger group today. That group that we was by the windows, they'll be joining us. We will be taking 2 separate elevator rides during the tour. Don't worry though, we're all going to the same spot, so if you guys get separated, don't freak out. We'll meet up in the next spot. But with that, guys, follow me, please. Tunnel built for Hoover Dam. As you can look on this chart right here, this is our present location as we speak. Now, the primary purpose for these diversion tunnels is to obviously divert water around the main site. That way they can actually build Hoover Dam We have the two here in Nevada as well as the other two in Arizona. Each tunnel 50 feet in diameter, 3/4 of a mile in length. Construction on these tunnels that began in 1931, which involved drilling and blasting into the walls of Black Canyon, a process that took nearly 2 years to complete. Now, as they were working on the interior of the canyons, digging out these tunnels, other projects were being worked on the outside, and that was primarily the formation of the cofferdams. We have the upper cofferdam, which is built right above the main site for Hoover. It was a large earthen dam that was overtopped with concrete, steel, and other materials. That way it could be super strong and withstand the forces of the river and stop it from going any further, but instead sending it into the diversion tunnels instead. Now, as the water reached out the other end here, they had to stop it from going back upstream. So they built the lower cofferdam, which is just a small earthen dam, to act as a giant plug and keep the water out. So with the main site now free and clear to go into, the workers were able to dig down roughly 130 to 200 feet below the surface of the riverbed to get to that solid bedrock foundation, and that way the dam had something to sit on. Now for the first concrete pour, that occurred on June 6th of 1933, which involved 16-ton buckets of concrete that were cabled over and at the height of construction lowered every 78 seconds. Work on the dam itself was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they managed to complete it in 2 years. The entire project as a whole, roughly 4.5 to 5 years total. Final concrete pour was on May 29th of 1935, with formal dedication occurring on September 30th, 1935. But before those events of 1935 could happen, and even before the dam was actually fully completed, they had to start filling in the reservoir for Lake Mead and getting that ready for power generation. So to do that, what they did is they blocked off 3 of the 4 diversion tunnels with steel gates at their entrances, and then placed concrete plugs in the center of those tunnels. That way, if any water seeped through the gates, the plugs would be there to stop it from going any further. That 4th and final tunnel, though, that was left open until to feed the river below, until the lake got to the point that the workers needed it to. And for that to happen, it took roughly 6.5 years for them to get Lake Mead up to the point that they needed to, and that's when they shut off that 4th and final diversion tunnel. Now, before they could actually start power generation here on September 11th of 1936, they had to do one little thing first, and that was get rid of the lower cofferdam. Now, as construction phase was coming to an end and power generation phase was about to begin, that's when they decided to get rid of the dam by blowing it all apart, because after all, they no longer needed it to be there anymore, I should say. The upper cofferdam, though, that's still under Lake Mead today as we speak. And of course, one other feature that they had to build while building Hoover Dam was obviously a flood control feature, and that came in the form of the Nevada and Arizona spillways, which were built 27 feet below the top of the dam. Now, the spillways have been used twice since they came online. First time was in 1941, and that was for testing purposes. That year, they intentionally overfilled Lake Mead just to see how everything would work. And the second time the spillways were used was 1983, which is this photo right here to my left. Now, all that water that you see going into the Nevada spillway there, that was due to high runoff from the Rocky Mountains that year, which is our main source of water for both the river and the lake. We still see evidence of that high water event from 83 right outside today. The white stuff on the cliffs, that's actually calcium carbonate, which is placed there by the water. The very top of that white line is the high water mark from 1983. That's when the lake reached its highest point of 1,225 feet above sea level. And as you can tell in that photo right there, it did get within 7 feet of the top of the dam. So even though the intake towers outside were actually taking in water for power generation, it was still too much to handle for the system. So they had to utilize the spillways for a total of 63 straight days just to get all that flood water out from behind the dam. Now keep in mind, normal operating levels for Lake Mead is about 1,219 feet. So technically they didn't have a lot of water that they needed to get rid of. It was just so much was coming down from upstream, it just took a while for it to get bypassed through the dam itself. Now, going into power generation here at Hoover Dam today, the water will go into the intake towers outside here in Nevada and Arizona, and then free fall down into 30-foot diameter pipes known as penstocks. If you guys look outside the window here to my right, you'll find one of those pipes right outside. Now, at full capacity, the amount of water that will pass through there is up to 96,000 gallons per second. And at that rate, that's enough water to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool in under 7 seconds. As the water is traveling through that large penstock, it's eventually going to be diverted into smaller diameter pipes, which will lead it to the Francis reaction turbines underneath the generators and spin those turbines at a rate of 45 miles per hour, which will thus turn the shaft and the rotor attached to it at a rate of 180 RPMs. And with that, guys, that does pretty much wrap up the presentation down here. Before we head out, first and foremost, as this is a federal site, I have to be the first one out of the room, so please don't leave until I do. Second of all, we will be taking 2 separate elevator rides again, so if you guys are traveling with family and friends, please make sure you're traveling together. Otherwise, you will be separated. Don't worry, the elevator ride's not that long, so we'll make sure to get you guys back together quickly.
It's amazing that to think about we are like 38 floor under feet and we just like a walk from the lake meet. I hope there's no leak.
Does anyone have any questions?
There's a leak right
Where
there.
is water seeping from?
This is actually groundwater that's seeping through the rocks right now. It's not from the lake or from the river.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't worry, you're totally fine.
So there's no leak.
The colorations that you see though, that's actually minerals that's coming through here. So the white's going to be calcium carbonate, the greenish colors are copper rich materials, and then the red materials are iron rich materials. So after you guys are done here with the main exhibits and the observation deck, head over to that building right over there to my right. It says Hoover Dam. In there is that's actually the original exhibit building. That was the first visitor center before they built this place. Inside that building is a diorama of the Colorado River Basin built in the 1940s. It's original to the building itself. It comes with a 10-minute audio presentation that's very similar from that era. However, they have updated it over time. So you'll just need to show your tickets when you go inside. That way you know that you guys paid. But that's
If you ever here for the South Tool, don't miss the exhibit center. They do have a lot of information and history about how the Hoover Dam was built. That really make you appreciate all the work. This is actually the exercise of range they use. Look at how big it is. This one you can see the inside view of the electricity on the large scale. This is what we see earlier. Those little power plant, the individual one. What does the inside looks? It looks like a supercomputer. Pretty amazing.
Welcome to the observation panoramic view of
So where I'm standing is 726 feet tall, the tallest point of the Hoover Dam. It's not gonna lie to you, it is pretty scary to looking down there. Hopefully,
As you look over the
I'd be
rails,
careful.
you will see the
It's not windy today.
concrete dam is
No
the
one
atmosphere.
gonna go missing.
Hoover Dam stands 700
behind me is the old visitor center. It's still functionable. They highly suggest you go see it, see a piece of history.
No, it's over here. I think across the road.
And along the way, they do have all this little observation deck. Some of them are no public access. Just make sure you don't violate the federal law. And some of them are available for you to view, such as this one. There's a trash can. No matter how many times you look at it, Dawn, it is still amazing. That's the Hoover Den tour to you guys. Hoover Den, it is only 45 minutes outside Las Vegas. If you're ever tired of drinking gambling, you want to take your family somewhere more educational, historical, this is a great place to go. I hope you like my video. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe my channel. I will see you next time.